Hey, it's Mark Andrews, and today we're going to do something a little different. Cal Evans, who's the instructional chairman for Oahu, has been sending me presentations from PowerPoint, and we're going to use his PowerPoint presentation to talk about equipment, legal, illegal, and improperly worn, helmets coming off, and so on. So let's get started. So, sort of a summary. Before the game, the head coach will verify to the referee and another game official that all players are legally equipped and will use no illegal equipment. This is straight out of the rule book. Any questions regarding legality of a player's equipment or the presence of required equipment shall be resolved by the umpire. Again, straight out of the rule book. When required player equipment is when required player equipment is missing or worn improperly, an official's timeout is taken. If the missing or improperly worn equipment is detected during the down or after the down without being directly caused by an opponent's foul, or if a player is wearing otherwise legal equipment in an illegal manner, the player shall be replaced for at least one down unless it's halftime or overtime. If prompt repair of proper and legal equipment is possible and does not delay the ready for play, such repair may be made without replacing the player. That's generally 25 seconds or less. Example is a back pad that is uncovered, or maybe a chin strap that needs to be snapped up. On this play, it's not obvious what the issue is until we see a close-up of number 25 there, the intended receiver. Notice the black eye shade. It's actually probably a patch. That is not permissible. There's something written on there, and all we allow is one black swipe of eye black. That's it. Rule 153C3 says, illegal equipment, eye shade, grease or non-glare strips or stickers that is not a solid stroke or includes words, numbers, logos, or other symbols within the eye shade. Technically, illegal eye shade is illegal equipment, and the foul is an unsportsmanlike conduct foul against the coach. Do not do that. Simply remove the player from the game and make sure he does not come back in with the illegal eye shade. What we have here is what we call war paint, and this should be eliminated prior to the game. If the player does it after the game starts, as soon as we notice it, he's going to be sent off the field. On this play, we have adornments. Again, you're not going to see it right away. It'll be a close-up on the player that is wearing the illegal adornment. There it is right there. See it on his bicep. Once again, we're dealing with illegal equipment under 153. 153 says uniform adornments are illegal equipment, with the exception of moisture-absorbing sweatbands when worn on the wrist, beginning at the base of the thumb and extending no more than 3 inches toward the elbow. Now in this one, again, we've got adornments, and these are those little string type of adornments that, these guys like to wear to show off their guns. There it is right there. You may have caught a glimpse. You'll see it here. Number 34, right there. Okay. Again, this is something we should take care of in pregame, and once we see it on the field, stop the game, get him off the field, and get rid of those bands. Okay, on this play, we're looking at a helmet off. We got more than a helmet off on this play. You guys should take a look. Watch number 37. So he's got to go off for a play. Let's watch that again. Rule 964G says, it is illegal participation for a player whose helmet comes completely off during a down to continuously participate beyond the immediate action in which this player is engaged. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. I think you could make a pretty strong case that the reason the helmet came off was due to a targeting foul, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So from this point on, 37 is violating Rule 964G. And he participates, he makes the tackle. There should be a flag for illegal participation. Interestingly, had this contact been ruled targeting, then the player would not be forced to go off for one play. Okay, on this play, again, the helmet comes off. The point on this one is that the clock needs to stop. And I don't believe it does. So the helmet's not going to come off right until the end of the play. There it comes off right there. Number 58-2 has helmet off. You can see the clock is still ticking down. We should be killing the clock right as soon as the play is dead. Now I do have one caveat here, and that is these teams know that if a player loses his helmet that he's got to come off. And a lot of times another player is coming right on. If that happens, don't kill the clock. This play we're dealing with more illegal equipment. In this case it's jewelry. And jewelry is illegal equipment and potentially an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the head coach, but we're not going to do that. We're simply going to remove the player until he gets rid of the jewelry. See the jewelry, here it is right here, number 7. That long gold necklace, that is totally illegal. They called pass interference on this play. Take a look at this and tell me if this is pass interference. I don't see it. Let's watch it again. This looks like hand fighting to me, and yeah, I don't think that's a good call, but it's a tough one. All right, move on. Before we go any further, I want to remind you of a rule change in 2020 that says that if a defensive player is is injured or has an equipment issue, the play clock is set to 40 seconds. That's Rule 361A1E. If it's an offensive player, 25 seconds on the play clock. So on this play, we have the referee recognizing that a defensive player is improperly equipped. Number 7 there, he doesn't have his knees covered, and he has his jersey out. A lot of players do have their jerseys out. We want them tucked in. In Hawaii, the instructional chairman is asking that if equipment violation is noticed, that they let the play complete before they send the player off. Here in Orange County, I would tell you to send the player off as soon as you see the legal equipment worn improperly. Just kill the clock, send them off, and then we'll reset the play clock accordingly to either 40 or 25 seconds. So here's something new. This has evidently happened in Hawaii. I don't know why you need to wear a long sleeve shirt in Hawaii, maybe to avoid turf burn. But these long sleeve shirts have writing and team names, all kinds of stuff on them. And this is not illegal. There's no rule against it. So if you see something like that, unless of course it's vulgar or unsportsmanlike, let it go. Don't mess with it. Okay, here we have a player who has written something on his arm. You can see BKCC on his right arm, and this looks like something in Hawaiian on his left, and he's wearing a bracelet, which we know is illegal. If you look closely, he also has a big black stripe going from one side of his face to the other over his nose. That's a violation of the eye grease rule. This is a judgment issue. If you feel that there's anything here that is untoward or is directed at the other team, have it removed. If it says something like strength, courage, loyalty, something just a positive thing for his teammates, leave it alone. Okay, so it's up to you. If you're unsure, then tell them to get rid of it. But if it's not, if you're sure it's just a positive message, leave it alone. Well, that's it for our presentation on equipment. And I know it's not the most exciting topic on the planet, but I guarantee you, if you stay on top of equipment, legal equipment worn improperly or illegal equipment, you are going to save yourself and the next crew a lot of pain and suffering. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do so by clicking on my picture and then clicking on the subscribe button on the YouTube page. And then also click on notifications so that you get notified when I release new videos. That's it for now. Hope to see you soon. It's Mark Andrews signing off.